He promised me forever. But I found a second phone hidden in our closet. Messages from Angel said, "Can't wait for you to leave her." He claimed it was a game. I said nothing. On our anniversary, I took him to a fancy dinner and paid the bill with his secret card. Then I slid the phone to his lap. The waiter read a note aloud from me, "Check under the table." There, she sat across, holding divorce papers, saying, "I never thought I'd be that woman. The one who gets lied to for months. Maybe years. The one who starts a marriage full of trust, love, hope, and ends it holding divorce papers across from the mistress." We lived in Spokane, Washington. Quiet street. Normal life. Or so I thought. I'm a third-grade teacher. I don't make a lot of money, but I've always put heart into my work. My husband, let's call him Travis, worked from home. He was in IT for a logistics company. Made good money. Too good, I later realized. We weren't flashy. Just simple people, living a simple life. We'd go on walks by the river. Watch reruns of old sitcoms. Make weekend breakfasts together. 7 years married. I thought we were solid. But the thing is, when a man stops looking at you, really looking at you, something changes. His hugs get quick. His words start to feel like scripts. And then come the excuses. Travis started working late. Not every night at first. Just here and there. Then it became routine. He used to sit with me during dinner. Lately, it was "I've got calls with the India team." Or if something broke in the warehouse system. He'd disappear into his office and lock the door. He never used to lock it. I'm not nosy by nature. I always thought the best relationships were built on trust. But when trust starts to rot, you start noticing the flies. One afternoon, I was reorganizing our bedroom closet. I pulled down an old shoebox he used to keep concert stubs and ticket receipts in. But this time, I heard something hard slide under the paper. I found a phone. Not his real one. This was older. A burner phone. No password. I opened it. Right there, on the screen, "Angel, can't wait for you to leave her. Counting down. Another, you looked so good last night. I'm still sore face blowing a kiss. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just sat there, frozen, like someone had knocked the air out of me. My hands were shaking. My heart felt like it was trying to run away from my chest. I read the messages, one after another. Most were late night. Some during times he claimed he was working. I put the phone back. Right where I found it. I didn't confront him. That night, I cooked dinner. I smiled when he walked in. I even asked about his India team. He told me he was exhausted. I nodded. But inside, something broke. Over the next 2 weeks, I played it cool. I watched him. Studied him. Every little habit. Every lie. He was texting her while we sat on the couch. He'd go to the bathroom and leave his real phone behind, because the burner was in his coat pocket. He thought I was dumb. Thought I'd never look. That's the thing about cheaters, they get lazy when they think they've won. I didn't yell. I didn't even give him the satisfaction of a fight. Instead, I started building my case. I pulled up bank records. Traced a second credit card in his name. One I didn't know about. That's how he paid for the hotels. The dinners. The lingerie. There were Uber receipts. He'd told me he was at his cousin's house that night. But he'd gone to a Marriott across town. She met him there. I hired a lawyer. Quietly. I made copies of everything. Saved screenshots. Logged dates. Places. Receipts. I even tracked her Instagram down. Her name was Angela, but she called herself Angel in texts. She posted a mirror selfie in a hotel room he charged just 2 days before. And still, I said nothing. Our anniversary was coming up. 7 years. He hadn't said a word about it. So I did. I made a reservation, I told him. Let's dress up this year. He nodded. Sounds good. He didn't ask where. Didn't ask the time. Just showed up in his usual shirt and slacks like he was going to any other dinner. But I made it special. I booked a corner table at Clinkerdagger. Riverview. White tablecloths. The kind of place that whispers class. It was expensive, and I didn't plan to pay a dime. When we sat down, I smiled like I used to. We ordered drinks. Steak. Dessert. I leaned in close and kissed his cheek. I acted like the woman he promised to love forever. He had no idea I was about to destroy him. Halfway through dessert, I asked the waiter to read a note I wrote. I handed it to him in a sealed envelope earlier when I went to the bathroom. Before the check came, I said to Travis, "This one's on me." I handed over the same credit card he thought I'd never find, the secret one. The one linked to his second life. He looked confused, but didn't say anything. Then the waiter walked up. Smiling. He cleared his throat and read, "Check under the table." Travis blinked. Looked around. Lifted the tablecloth. A hand reached out from the other side. Slid a manila envelope onto the table. She sat there. Angel. Full glam. Tight red dress. Lipstick too loud for a place like this. She smiled and said, "Let's not waste any more of our lives on lies." And in that envelope? Divorce papers. Already signed by me. Travis didn't move. Didn't speak. Just stared at the envelope like it was a live bomb. Angel leaned back in her chair, crossed her legs, and took a sip of water like this was just another night out. The whole restaurant had gone quiet. A few heads turned. One older couple at the next table looked away fast when I caught their eyes. I kept my voice low. Calm. You lied to me for months. Maybe years. You don't get to speak first. He opened his mouth like he wanted to argue, but I slid something else across the table. The phone. His secret one. The burner. His face changed. Mouth snapped shut. His hand started shaking. Angel looked down at the phone and said, almost cheerfully, "That's where you said I was better, right?" I didn't flinch. I had read every message. Every dirty compliment. Every lie he told her about me. Every excuse for why he hadn't left me yet. Said I was fragile, too dependent, a good woman, but boring. Angel tilted her head at him. You told me she was cold. That she barely touched you. He looked at me. Then at her. His jaw clenched. This wasn't supposed to happen like this. I finally laughed. Oh, you thought you'd keep juggling? Let me guess, you were waiting until after the holidays to make a clean break? Or maybe just keep lying until one of us cracked first? Angel raised a brow. You told me you were filing next week. I turned to her. And you believed him? She paused. He said she'd get half his savings. I nodded. And she will. That's when Travis finally stood up. This is a setup. Both of you. This is insane. Angel stood too. She held out her phone. You told me to be patient. You begged me not to post anything. Said she wasn't ready. Said you weren't ready. She started playing a voice recording. His voice came through, clear, soft, pleading. I just need a little more time. I can't throw everything away until I know I'm not going to lose everything. Please, baby, just wait. I'll leave her, I swear. Everyone at our end of the restaurant could hear it. His hands balled into fists. Turn that off. I leaned back in my chair, arms crossed. She's got recordings. I've got receipts. Screenshots. And oh, by the way, I already talked to HR at your company. You used company money for one of your hotel stays. That could be fraud. His eyes widened. You called my work? Angel laughed, loud and mean. Oh, honey, we both did. Travis looked like he was about to explode. His face went red. His voice dropped to a growl. You think you're clever? You think this wins you something? I stood up, slow. No, Travis. It's not about winning. It's about watching you lose. Everything. As we left the restaurant, me with my coat buttoned, head high, Angel with her heels clicking confidently beside me, Travis stayed behind. He looked small. Smaller than I'd ever seen him. But this wasn't over yet. Because I had one more surprise. And it was waiting for him at home. We left the restaurant and got into my car. Angel lit a cigarette and rolled the window down, even though I told her not to smoke in the car. I didn't care at that point. The air in my chest felt lighter than it had in months. But I wasn't done. You still coming with me? I asked. She smirked. You serious about what you said earlier? Dead serious. She nodded. Then yeah. Let's finish it. See, before dinner, I'd made one more move. While Travis was at work, working, I went through our home. Every drawer. Every closet. I packed up all my valuables, important documents, family pictures. Took them to a storage unit under my maiden name. Then I changed the locks. Had them rekeyed. I timed it so the locksmith finished right as I was leaving for dinner. That meant when Travis got back home, he wouldn't be able to get in. But what really mattered was what I left inside. We pulled up to the house around 9 p.m. All the lights were off, except for the one in the front hallway. I unlocked the door and let Angel in first. Everything looked normal, at first. But then you'd notice things were staged. I'd laid out photos of us. Wedding photos. Vacations. Christmases. I placed them all on the hallway floor like a trail. Leading to the living room. On the coffee table was a laptop. Open to a Word document titled Read Me. It was a letter. Short. Cold. Honest. It said, you broke your vows. I gave you love. You gave me lies. I have the evidence. I have the lawyer. You can come home when I'm gone. The house will be sold. The rest? My lawyer will explain. Next to the laptop, I left the phone again. The burner. Plugged in, charged, unlocked. I wanted him to see the wreckage of what he'd built. What he destroyed. But then Angel said something that threw me off. He told me you hit him once. Said you got violent. I froze. What? She lit another cigarette right there in my living room. Said you hit him in a fight. That he stayed because he was scared you'd ruin him if he left. My jaw dropped. That never happened. Ever. She looked at me. Studied me. Then she nodded. I figured. Just wanted to hear how you'd react. And right then, headlights pulled into the driveway. Travis was back. I looked at Angel. You sure you want to be here for this? She smiled, cruel. I wouldn't miss it. We stood in the hallway. I didn't hide. I wanted him to see me. He walked up to the door, tried his key, and of course, it didn't work. He banged on the door. Hard. Open the damn door, Rebecca. I opened it just a crack. Don't yell in my house. He shoved it open. What the hell is this? You changed the locks? Angel stepped forward. She sure did. He looked between us. You two teaming up now? That's pathetic. I said nothing. Just watched him realize his world was crumbling. He stormed past us into the living room. Saw the photos. The laptop. The phone. And then he did something I didn't expect. He started crying. Not quiet tears. But full sobs. The kind that come from a man who just realized he's lost every bit of control. He dropped to his knees in front of the couch, hands over his face. "Please," he whispered. "Don't do this. I messed up. I know. But this? This is too far." Angel rolled her eyes. "You should have thought of that before you told us both we were the one." I turned away. I didn't feel sorry for him. Not anymore. But just as I was about to leave him there, broken and sobbing, something snapped in him. He stood up, eyes wild. "You don't understand. This wasn't just a fling. Angel, she's not who she says she is." Angel laughed. "Excuse me?" He pointed at her. Tell her. Tell her who you really are." Angel froze. "Don't start that again." He turned to me. "She's married. She has a kid. She didn't tell me until months in. She's been using me to hurt her husband. He cheated first." I looked at her. Her eyes darted away. "Is that true?" I asked. She didn't answer. So I asked again. "Angel. Are you married?" She exhaled, slow. "I was going to leave him. I swear. He hit me. Cheated on me. I needed a way out." "And Travis was your way out?" She looked at me. "You wanted revenge. So did I. Don't pretend you're better than me." And just like that, the room flipped again. Everything I thought I knew twisted. I wasn't the only betrayed wife in this room. I was standing in a war zone of lies, and I had no idea which side I was even on anymore. And Travis, he just stood there, breathing hard, staring at us both like we were ghosts. The silence after her words felt sharp. I stood between two liars. One was my husband. The other was the woman he promised to leave me for. Angel finally spoke. "I never meant to hurt you. I didn't even know about you until I was already in too deep. He told me you were just roommates at first." I laughed bitterly. "You believed that?" She shrugged. "I wanted to." Travis stepped toward me. "I know I screwed up. I know. But I love you. Not her. You're the one I built a life with." Angel scoffed. "Wow. Even now, you're still trying to save your ass." He turned on her. "You lied too. You played the victim. I thought I was rescuing you." I held up my hand. "Enough." I looked at both of them. "You're perfect for each other. You both lie, cheat, and twist the truth to get what you want." Travis shook his head. "No. I messed up. But you're not innocent either." I stared at him. "Excuse me? You set this whole thing up. You invited her to dinner. You embarrassed me in public. You ruined my career." I cut him off. "You ruined your own damn career when you started sneaking around. Don't blame me for exposing it." He took a step closer. "You didn't want justice. You wanted revenge." I looked him dead in the eye. "Yes. And I got it." Angel crossed her arms. "So what now? We all go our separate ways?" "No," I said. "You two deserve each other. So here's how this ends." The next morning, I dropped a package off at Angel's house. Inside, copies of every message, every photo, every hotel receipt. A letter, too. For her husband. She begged me not to. She cried on my voicemail, left message after message. But she never denied any of it. And Travis? He got served divorce papers again, this time the real ones, through my lawyer. He fought back. Tried to say I was abusive, that I spied on him. Claimed I forged his signature. But I had the records. The photos. The burner phone. He lost everything. His job found out about the hotel fraud. Fired. He tried to move in with Angel. But guess what? Her husband kicked her out. And she had a kid to think about. She wasn't ready to play house with a broke, disgraced ex-husband. So they split. Last I heard, he was sleeping on a friend's couch in Coeur d'Alene, trying to find contract work online. Angel went back to her husband. At least for now. Me? I sold the house. Moved to Missoula. Started over. It wasn't easy. I cried. I got angry. I went to therapy. I questioned everything I ever believed about love and trust. But in the end, I learned something. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And if they keep lying, burn their whole world down. Just like they tried to do to yours.